Hi, welcome to 8th grade Humanities podcast interview. My name is Shamiha and we're here with Sahila.
Hey guys!
Today's topic of discussion is COVID-19 and mental health. Let's jump right into it. According to World Health Organization, mental health is a state of well-being in which the individual realizes his or her own abilities, can cope with the normal stresses of life, can work productively and fruitfully, and is able to make a contribution to his or her community. Many people view mental health as behavioral wellness and happiness, while others see it as the absence of mental illness. What is your view on mental health? Do you believe it impacts a person's behavior?
I think that mental health is different for everyone. I believe that it varies from person to person because we all perceive things differently. Yeah, I do believe that it impacts a person's behavior because depending on how well they feel emotionally, that reflects on their performance on day-to-day activities.
Right. Mental health is more than just the absence of mental illness. It's mental wellness. It is psychological, emotional, and social well-being. Do you think the people around you affect your mental health? If so, in what way?
Yeah, I think when you surround yourself with people, you'll notice that your behavioral and emotional patterns reflect theirs. And surrounding yourself with positive company can help improve your mood and mental well-being, just as being around negative company can damage your mental well-being and mood. It goes both ways.
Since the pandemic began, studies show an increase in stress, anxiety, depression, as well as reports of alcohol and substance abuse. These are factors that can even affect a person's risk of deciding to take their own lives. Pandemics can be stressful, but COVID-19 has really made an impact on people's mental health and their lives. How has it affected your daily life and the way you think?
Well, at first, I just didn't know what to do with all the time that I had, and looking back, I feel like I could have utilized it better. I definitely picked up a few new hobbies, I started a few shows, and I finally, alhamdulillah, got to finish the entire Quran during Ramadan. I do view things a lot more differently than I did before, and I've learned to just appreciate the small things in life because until we lose them, we don't really understand their importance or value. I've learned to be more patient and have faith because God knows what's best for us better than we do ourselves, and just have empathy.
Personally, I was really able to see the people who I trust and the people who matter most to me and who care about me. And I think that's really important because they're also the people who I'll be staying with for the longest time possible. Have you stayed in close touch with your friends and family since the pandemic started, and how?
Well, I actually haven't had a lot of time since school started, so I've kept in touch with messaging and calling every now and then. But I've just been really busy with my schoolwork and other things, so.
Yeah, and I think that's okay because, it's a lot of stress on you and we all have our own things to do, but I think once in a while calling or texting is really necessary if you want to keep relationships, yeah. So has being away from others during quarantine made an impact on your mental stability or the way you see mental health?
Okay, so here's my take. I can be a very extroverted person at times, and I usually am. So I rely a lot on being outdoors and around people. So in a way that has affected me and how I see things. I struggled at first getting used to just being inside my house all the time. And I'd go outside every 3 or 4 weeks. So when I would go outside, it'd feel like literally fresh air, a breath of fresh air. And I've learned to appreciate the times that I've had before with my friends and family and just everything the way it was before COVID started. I had very little motivation to get up and get things done, and I started to pay less attention to my classes, and that dropped my grades a bit. I felt drained and I didn't really know what to do or who to talk to. And I had so many things planned for that summer specifically, but I felt like I had a burnout at one point. And I'm working on getting myself back on track, and it's gonna take some time, but that's okay. And I just remind myself that after this experience, I will have learned so much more than what I started with.
And I think that's really important because, adds to development and self-growth. And in the end, you can just go at your own pace. I'm sure there are people who are willing to understand situations, and there may be people who aren't. But that's okay, because as long as you know yourself and you're willing to keep on improving and keep going, that's all that matters.
Yeah, thanks.
And if you really are feeling really distressed and need someone to talk to, I think for everyone who's listening, seeing a therapist is an option. And I know in a lot of households, people see these things as taboo or don't feel the need to care about mental wellness, or maybe they may not be able to afford it. Online schooling has been extremely stressful, and I feel like there are a lot of people who are unable to see and understand what it's like in a student's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's also important for schools to reach out and provide help and make sure
support.
Yeah, and make sure their students' mental health isn't at risk. What are some things that you think can better a person's mental health?
I think that doing things that make you happy can better your mental health. It can be anything from reading a book to cooking or baking or even cleaning. And just talk to people who you trust. And that's so important because bottling up everything can make things feel so much more worse. Overall, just make sure you're doing things that make you feel good, safe, and learn to prioritize yourself and your health above everything else. Because nothing will matter if you don't feel well. Love and accept yourself the way you are because nobody's perfect. Beauty comes in all shapes and sizes. And most importantly, stay on top of your deen. And this is a reminder for myself before everyone else because it's certainly one of the most difficult things to do.
Yeah, I think hobbies and things that make you happy are always there for you to help you lift your mood, and it can serve as a distraction, but in a positive way. And above all, I think loving yourself is just the first step, because after that, everything else just comes easily. You become more comfortable with yourself. You become more comfortable with your mistakes and your flaws, because we're bound to make mistakes at some point, and that's okay.
Because you learn from these mistakes and you grow and develop. You make lemonade from limes? Or was it lemons?
It was lemons. But anyways, just to wrap it up, stay safe, wear your masks, stay in touch with the people you love, and make sure to love yourself.
And stay happy.
Or try to. Right, so thank you for listening to our podcast, and hope you have a great day, great year, great rest of your life.
Yeah. Bye, guys. We did it, right? This is done? We done?
Yeah, it only took 2 hours, but we won't talk about that.
Shoot, still recording.